MAGA is having a different cognitive experience of language than the rest of us. And in this comment, Santerre points out that asking probing questions and follow-up questions is a way of kind of snapping them into our experience of language. And I think that's a really good point. Side note, you should go follow Santerre's page. He's a great singer-songwriter, writes some beautiful music. But yeah, I think a probing question is a really great tool for snapping somebody back into reality when they are in the midst of this MAGA experience of language. In fact, there is a really good clip going around, you probably have already seen it, that I think demonstrates this exact technique.
So where is Antifa headquartered?
This is Mississippi Representative Benny Thompson, and he is on Congress's Homeland Security Oversight Committee. This is a man named Michael Glasheen. He works for the FBI. I think of Michael Glasheen as having the MAGA experience of language, and I think of Benny Thompson as having an experience of language that is more like you and mine. Because of Benny Thompson's cognitive experience of language, when he hears the phrase, "There is a terrorist organization called Antifa,"
what I see from my position is that's the most immediate violent threat that we're facing on the domestic side.
Benny Thompson thinks that the speaker is trying to communicate that there physically exists a physical terrorist organization and it calls itself Antifa. And as an organization, it would therefore have to have membership, people who are in or are out. It would need to have named leaders that are physically in some location somewhere. There needs to be money moving around. There needs to be plans. There needs to be documents. There needs to be communications.
Where in the United States does Antifa exist? If it's a terrorist organization.
But Glasheen is having the MAGA cognitive experience of language, so the phrase doesn't imply the same thing.
How many people have you identified with the FBI that Antifa is made of?
Well, the investigations are active.
So you wouldn't come to this committee and say something you can't prove, I know.
When Glasheen says there exists a terrorist organization called Antifa and I think it should be the FBI's top priority, he's communicating something more along the lines of, I, Michael Glasheen, when I hear the word Antifa, I have an emotional reaction. And that emotional reaction feels similar to the emotional reaction that I feel when I hear the phrase terrorist organization that we all should be very scared of. And I want you to be scared of it too, because I need it to be your priority because it's my priority. And I want reality to be what I want it to be. And that's not to imply that Benny Thompson or you and I don't have emotions, but it is to say you and I are aware that our emotions are emotions, and we're aware that they are things that are shaped by reality. But for Glasheen, in his psychology, it's kind of more like he feels emotions create realities. In Thompson's psychology, there is a thing called reality, and we use language as a tool for navigating and discussing it. And reality exists outside and independent of the people using that language. But in Glasheen's psychology, it's more like you have your reality and it was constructed using language. I have my reality and I constructed it using language. I do not see that clip as a clash between two people. I see that clip as a clash between two different cognitive experiences of language.